All right. I'm gonna read this one more time. If you're a woman reading this book, you more likely view submission as this outdated, degrading, unnecessary, belittling term and practice that needs to be done away with forever. You most likely feel as though any woman that is aligned with being submissive to her man husband is either insecure, desperate for love, or completely unaware. Oh shit. Unaware of her value in your mind, only a woman that does not respect herself and knows her power as a woman will ever be submissive to her man. In any capacity, you view submissive women as weak and inferior that need to get a grip on reality because, after all, no man is worth submitting to, not even your husband. Well, I'm here to tell you, women that possess that mentality, that you are absolutely wrong. And then that's probably the reason why relationships up to this point are either failing or have failed miserably. You don't realize that submissive women are not only the women that are being sought after by high caliber men, but that submissive women understand the power in being submissive. Submission is a powerful key component to healthy relationship. It gives structure and balance to our unions by stripping away the power struggle and giving each other the opportunity to take direction and give direction respectfully and effectively. The problem is that many of us have the wrong idea of what submission is supposed to be in regards to a relationship, or what we practice submission entirely wrong. Submission is not intended to be this competitive dictator type of dynamic, but rather a beautiful and harmonic dance between a couple in a strong, loving, healthy, beautiful union. A woman being submissive to her man shows that she understands his needs, love him, and most importantly, trust him to lead, teach, and guide her in the right direction. The issue comes into place when this dance supposed to be harmonic and beautiful turns into a battle of the sexes, where one wants to be the controller and rule over the party. When this becomes the objective, the relationship is not healthy and is not displaying what submission is supposed to embody. Submission should not feel nor be forceful and degrading. It should feel and be effortlessly harmonic and complimentary. Now I know you are probably sitting there with your face frowned up thinking to yourself, does this chick even know the definition of submission? Because what she's describing is not that. In fact, you probably went to Google to back up your claim and saw the definition of submission as one, the action or fact of accepting or yielding to a superior force or the will or authority of another person. That word that probably stuck out immediately to you as superior, which left a bad taste in your mouth, further stating your claim of how I'm a Looney Tune that does not know the submission is a degrading thing in of itself. But what if I told you that essentially what we have to do in our relationship in order to bring balance, structure, and order? Now, I'm not saying that a man is more valuable, important, and has complete control over his woman, or vice versa, but I do feel as though we should be regarding each other in certain ways when it comes to our relationship, giving each other permission to take the lead when it better suits them, without resistance. Submission in regards to a relationship should reflect a man and a woman being able to take the lead and follow when need be, while respecting each other's roles and position in their relationship. Any couple in a loving, healthy, strong, lasting relationship or marriage knows and understands that submission is not to be taken as a man being toxic and degrading to his woman and make her feel as if she's not valuable and beneath him, nor should a woman be doing this to a man. Instead, it is to be seen as a woman being able to cater to, follow the lead of, and go with the flow of a man of true value and substance that truly embodies what is to be a leader, teacher, nurturer, provider, and protector. Now I know I have a problem with the definition of submission listed previously, but let's go back and see how it can be applied to our relationships. Being able to be accepting and yielding to the suggestions or requests from your significant other is greatly quality that one can possess. How toxic and dysfunctional would our relationships and marriages be if we met every request and every suggestion from a partner with resistance and force, and never was accepting or yielding to what they had to say? It will lead to constant clashing and arguments, and nothing will ever get accomplished. Thus, there is no need for us to feel that just because we are being receptive, understanding, doing what our partner would like from us, or what they may deem to be something of great value or benefit for us to do, somehow make us weak and inferior. In fact, and not only makes our relationship stronger, but it only also makes our partner even more loving and appreciative of us, and in turn makes them want to reciprocate in, oh my gosh, pour back into us. This is where that beautiful and harmonic dance that I keep referring to manifests itself into our relationship. When a man feels as though his woman respects, honor, and obliges to him, this creates a deeper and more loving connection that he has for his woman. This plays into his masculinity and gives him more sense of responsibility because he knows that he has a woman that trusts him and that is relying on him to make the right judgment call. The only issue with submission is when a woman is trusting, yielding, accepting, loving, and catering to the wrong man. What type of man should be submitted to? Ladies, I'm here to let you all know that submission is not the enemy of your relationship. The enemy of a relationship is the quality of man you are choosing to be submissive towards. You cannot be submissive towards toxic, deadbeat men, then get upset when things start to crumble due to you feeling used and taken for granted. Before we get submissive quality to men, we must first show and prove us to his value. We cannot just be submissive to a man simply because he is a male that we just happen to be with. In fact, if he's a man that is not worthy of submission, we should not be entertain him or give him our time and attention in the first place. The qualities a man must possess in order to deem him worthy enough of a relationship, let alone submission, consists of leadership, trustworthiness, knowledge, wisdom, understanding, strength, power, nurturing, providing, protecting, teaching, self-discipline, your work ethic, organization, faithfulness. I'm tired. Faithfulness, love, compassion, dominance, authority, intelligence, etc. If a man does not have these qualities, he should not even be entertained. Too often, us women jump into a relationship with men based upon his potential to embody certain characteristics versus what he is actually showing and proving to us. This is a setup for failure and disappointment because that man will very well never become the man that you need for him to be, or embody the characteristics that a truly the provider and protector are supposed to have. As a woman, we must be wise enough to know and understand that all men are not the same and stop boxing on in due to poor treatment of the men that we were once involved with. If you were previously in a relationship with a man that treated you badly, you just so happen to be submissive to, the problem was not the act of being submissive, the problem was the poor quality man that you made the poor decision to be involved with in that way. And you must understand the poor quality man or men do not represent the whole. Thus it is foolish and unwise to say that no man should be submitted to based upon the immature and hurtful actions of a handful from your past. I heard that many arguments of women that felt that submission is a dangerous and foolish game to play. Many of them have valid points, but completely negate the fact that those men that it may be dangerous and foolish to submit to were low vibrational men that did not have above mentioned qualities in the first place. If a man is being overly possessive, toxic, demeaning, controlling, or abusive in any way, shape, or form, he does not deserve the luxury of having a woman that is nurturing, loving, caring, submissive to him because he will do nothing but abuse it and use it against her. This is why it's very important for women to know who is worthy enough to be submissive to. Why we have problems with submission. Growing up, many as women, especially black women, have never been exposed to a healthy relationship between men and women. In most instances, the male figure is completely absent or is present, but does not showcase leadership, provider, and protector role. This hinders women from being able to truly understand what position a man plays in their life, as well women at what trait a man must possess in order to be in their lives in the first place. Thus, we grow up thinking that the low quality men are the ones that we're supposed to be involved with, romantically, and raise our families with, because those are the type of men that we're exposed to. This leads women into an even bigger issue of feeling the need to be the leaders, providers, and protectors of their household and family because the men they were exposed to were not handling their duties, obligations, and as men. This may force a lot of women into a more dominating role that they do not want to get out of because deep down inside they do not trust their men to handle their responsibilities, make right decisions, and lead them into the right direction. Due to this, many women may start to treat men like children or wipe our minds into being submissive to weak-minded men that cannot lead us. That brings me to men. Men suffer from the same type of dilemma, only they are trying to emulate what they see or don't see from the men around them. Growing up, many men, especially black men, are constantly seeing men that are absent from the household, or they see men treating or talking to other women in respectful and degrading manners. Then they internalize it that and believing this to be okay. This introduced into the young male mind that it is fine for men to be absent or uninvolved with their families and to be weak or disrespectful towards women. Young men are not to be shown or taught how to have leadership, provider, and protective qualities from their poor upbringing, and also being exposed to mothers and other female family members, playing a more powerful role, which can also add more confusion to the males as far as their position in the male and female relationship. Men and women are not on the same accord when it comes to roles of what a man and woman is supposed to demonstrate. This put us at odds, make us feel that we are in constant competition with one another and not compatible with one another. Men and women feeling the need to constantly compete and defeat each other makes it extremely difficult for us to understand one another and build upon solid, loving foundations. We need to go back to the drawing board and figure out what the rules and standards need to consist of for both men and women to collaborate effectively in a healthy relationship. We can no longer continue on with the destructive and divisive ways and actions of men against women, and vice versa. So I often hear toxic men talk about how women are beneath men and how women are supposed to obey and bow down to men, no matter what the man does or doesn't do for that woman. They don't understand that a man is supposed to take care, provide, protect, nurture, and respect women in order to have women that treat them with respect and decency. Some men also don't understand that their views towards women are very degrading and surface level, which all assists in women feeling as though submission to men in any capacity is counterproductive. However, if there were both men and women to state and show that men and women are designed to love, respect, cater to, nurture, and work with one another as a team, a lot within our relationship could be resolved and repaired. See, submission is a collaborative effort by both the men and women involved in the relationship. Submission is not something that is automatically granted to someone just because of their gender or position in one's life. It has to be earned based upon respect and love. When a man shows that he loves, respects, honors, and takes care of his woman, this will make his woman feel appreciated and valued in return. A woman will want to be submissive and nurturing towards him. However, when a man is disrespectful, degrading, or does not possess leadership-like qualities, this makes his woman feel as though he is not someone to submit to. While submission is oftentimes regarded for women, there are times and places where men are to be more submissive to the women. Many men don't like to acknowledge that aspect of a relationship because it makes them feel inadequate or as though his masculinity is being stripped away from him. That sentiment, however, could be any further from the truth. The reality is there will be times in a relationship where a man will need for his woman to take the lead on a situation where maybe she is stronger suited than he, and he will need for her to guide him the right direction. There will also be times when the man must cater to and be more nurturing to his woman when the time calls for it. He should not be reluctant to do so, just as it should not be regarded as somehow weak, inferior, or degrading for women to be submissive to, or good quality men should not be considered to be any of those things regardless of a good quality woman. Relationships are all about balance, and we should not be afraid to balance each other out by taking on certain roles and certain times. Although one may play a role more often than another, this still is a part of the duality. The water. And nice, I need water. Nice healthy balance between men and women. It's important for men to also point out that there should be no instance where both the man and woman are being submissive or dominant towards one another at the same time, as both of these things will result in non-progressive behaviors and situations that both the men and women are being submissive to one another simultaneously. No one will know when to take charge and be proactive, resulting in stagnation and confusion. On the opposite end, if both the man and woman are being dominant towards one another simultaneously, it would be a battle which one would lead to confrontation and friction, ultimately leading to a breakup. This is why it is important for us to have a clear and constant understanding as far as balance in our relationship towards eliminate as much confusion as counterproductive behavior as possible. Establishing roles in a relationship. Now, I do personally feel as though the man should be in a more dominant role in the relationship majority of the time because by nature I feel that is the role that is designated for him. Man by nature is a leader, provider, and protector, and by him being in his natural role element, this will do nothing but bring forth the best attributes of his masculinity. Men being able to fully embrace and tap into their masculinity will result in someone being able to fall in line by her tapping into her, embracing her femininity, which will bring harmony and balance to the male and female interaction and exchange. A man must embody someone that has control and is able to take care of his household and family, which again will make his female counterpart fall in line by helping him to maintain the household and family, and being of assistance. This dynamic gives a man a sense of power and purpose, which gives him a need for that man in a woman's life. Women will then see that the man is providing her with love, stability, protection, comfort, and other things of that nature, which give a woman a greater incentive to be submissive and make sure that she is taking care of the man that is taken care of. However, a man cannot be abused his power and his authority over his woman, or this will make her want to rebel against him or leave. This is why respect and order in a relationship is greatly needed. Neither the man nor the woman should feel degraded, small, unimportant, undervalued in a relationship. Both the man and woman should know that both of their positions are important and necessary for the relationship to thrive, grow, and evolve. The roles are established and the understand and respect other roles are made clear. This will eliminate any competition, confusion, or power trips. Know that there will be many independent women that don't need a man and plenty of weak-minded 50-50 beta males that will have a problem with that. What I said as far as structure or how the relationship should be with the man being the provider and the woman being of assistance to him. But those of us that truly want healthy, I'll think of a comedy skit. But those of us that, yeah, that truly want a healthy, lost-lasting, peaceful relationship with order to I'm laughing with order to with order to them. No one understand that this is a way to achieve such a dynamic. They need to be in their natural roles as protectors and providers so that they uh, can be the best version of their masculine selves, and women need to be in a nurturing, supportive role to really be more in tune with their feminine selves. With this setup, there would be hardly any friction, confrontation, or competition between the man and the woman in a relationship because both parties will be in alignment with nature. Confrontation, friction, or competition only results when you have both the man and the woman competing for the same position within the relationship, making it much more complicated to collaborate in a loving and accepting manner. Not that there are plenty of couples out there that feel as though being in 50-50 relationship or as far as the roles, duties, and responsibilities are concerned is a better option because it gives both parties equal. Yeah. Is it equally? No, it's equal. I hate when I mess up a word. Parties equality in the relationship. And while I understand and respect this attempt and duality, you must know that this setup most times still contributes to the battle of the sexes. When no one wants to truly and fully cater or submit. How? Well, because of the 50-50 setup, everybody feels entitled to get their way due to having equal skin in the game, thus making them feel like, why should I cater to you when I do the same thing you do? So if you're a 50-50 type of guy that is looking for a woman to submit and cater to, you must know that it will never happen to the extent that you will like, because she will see you as her helpmate and not someone that is carrying the kingdom. On the other hand, if you're a 50-50 type of woman, you will never truly feel your most feminine self, because in this dynamic, you are playing a masculine role of also being the provider and protector, which may lead you to feel as though your man is really not that much deserving of you, being a submissive, more nurturing type. Your man may also stop viewing you as more feminine being and not treat you with the more tender love and care that you naturally need, due to him seeing you in that more masculine position or subconscious level. Again, I do feel as though the male should play the more masculine role of the provider and protector, and the woman should be played the more sophisticated role. In a relationship, neither party should feel somehow disrespected, overwhelmed, or offended for the position that they play for majority or some other time. A woman should have no problem with her man taking on a more dominant role for the majority of the time, because she should know and understand this is the role that is better fit for him naturally. I should never challenge this position. Even ever, if ever a woman has a problem with her man taking on the more dominant role in the relationship of that of a leader, provider, protector, this speaks more about her character and judgment than anything else. Why? Because it will showcase that she either does not know how to choose a trustworthy man that has such capabilities to take care of and guide her and her family in the right direction, or that she has misguided or toxic way of dealing with or viewing the less dominant, more submissive role in a relationship. Water, water, water. Many women don't know and understand that it takes a lot of wisdom, love, trust, and strength to be submissive in the first place. It requires one to use their better judgment to be able to differentiate between who's a weak leader and who is wise and strong, need to be submissive to her. This is not a job for the faint of heart and unwise. Being faint of heart and unwise, it leads to a woman being weak and or choosing a man that is not fit to take care of her and her family in the healthiest way possible. Only a true queen knows how to scope out a king that is worthy and wise enough to take control and build so that she can fall into her natural role, position of queen, to be able to effectively cater to the king of her castle. Take care of the castle and the family. While this does not relieve the man of his duties to be there for and take care of the castle and family, does not make it a lot easier for him to do. While the man is taking care of the providing and protecting areas of the relationship, it does not relieve the woman of her obligation to contribute as well. It only makes it a lot easier for her to do and manage. See, I'm not opposed to women being able to add to the pot that her man already has cooking. I understand that we live in a day and age where both the man and woman enjoy being able to work and make their own monetary contributions to the relationship. However, the facts remain that there should primarily be the man's territory involved. Whenever the woman is able to scramble up to bring home, she only be a bonus and go towards savings, investments, or other miscellaneous things that the couple agree is feasible and reasonable to do. It should never be a woman's job, primarily to provide for the man for the household. That is the job of the man, king of the castle. On the other hand, the man should not solely lead the raising of the children or the upkeep of the house. I'm tired. Nah, I just did it the first time. Missed the first recording. While it's the woman's role primarily, a man should still be involved. The main objective is not solely. On the other hand, the man should not solely lead the raising of their children or the. What's up? Hello? Can you hear me? Sorry.
I can hear you a little bit. You at work?
No, I'm home.
Oh. I just came back from the dentist. Like I just gotta clean them, but I'm going today to make an appointment so they can schedule to take this my wisdom tooth. Cause I'm in fucking pain.